Now I'll show you exactly what you're getting with your eLight package. So here is a detailed overview that you see. Feel free to take a screenshot of this, and then you know exactly what you're getting included in your subscription. So first off, I'd like to highlight that with the simulation in Creo simulation, you can do simulation on both parts and assemblies. This is a big thing to point out. And also, when it comes to materials, we can run simulation on any sort of isotropic materials. And another very useful feature is the idealization. So for a lot of your models, you might want to do some idealization such as beams, simple springs, or shells, shell pairs. You get all of that included with your eLight package. And then coming to the another very useful feature, which is the links. The connections that you get in Creo. So for your models, you can simply, if you want to put in some connections such as welds, rigid links, some basic fasteners in there to get a more accurate result and better view the results and get it done accurately and as fast as possible. Now, when you're actually in Creo Parametric and you've followed all these steps, and then you're about to go and run the study, as Paul had mentioned earlier, the eLight, you get the static structural one included with your subscription. So, if you try to pick any of the other ones, it will prompt you a message box like this. So essentially here, it's prompting you to get any of those advanced extensions, which if you'd like to get any of the fatigue optimization or whichever is your preference, you can get in touch with the sales manager and we can discuss possibly of a more personalized demo later on. But for now, we're focused on the eLight package. So moving over to give you a brief understanding of the simulation workflow. So with any FEA, first of all, you need to have the model created, and then you simply define the units as per your requirements, and then you assign the materials. So with eLight, you get all sorts of isotropic materials, and then you get the options to set multiple boundary conditions with different types of constraints and loads. And also a highlight is the mesh, which I'll talk about later. And then you run the analysis, which is pretty fast, and then you view the results in that. I'll talk about that later in the presentation. Okay, so first off is with any simulation, you want to set the proper boundary conditions by mimicking real life as much as possible. So with eLight package, you get all these load options. So as you can see on the picture, I have this beam where I have this rod where there is a applied moment at the end of it. And based on your use case, you can pick and choose any of these loads. And for the constraints as well, you have all these options. So one highlight would be such as the symmetric constraint, where you essentially cut down your computation time and get the results much faster. So you can mimic real life as possible. So if you have a symmetric model, you can just basically cut it down and use those constraints. All right, now comes one of the best highlights of Creo Simulate. So with the eLight package, you get that Creo Simulate is all about automatic meshing. So you have that option called AutoGem in Creo Simulate. Now, what that does is Creo is intelligent enough that it goes ahead and has the default settings for you so that you get a much superior mesh. But if you if you prefer your own settings, you do have user controls to change the element size, edge length, however you wish. And you also have that option to go ahead and override that mesh. A fun fact is Creo uses P element refinement. So for those of you with very strong FEA knowledge, you might be familiar with this. All right, moving on, another important highlight of Creo Simulation eLight is the review geometry, which is this options. So with review geometry, you get a complete understanding of the CAD model that you have. So if you look at this bracket, you see those pink shaded surfaces are the bonded ones. So with the eLight package, you can have a look at which are bonded and which are free. So that is very useful when it comes to understanding the results that you're seeing, or understanding what values you're getting in the results and the study. All right, so just like with your automatic mesh, Creo Simulate has a lot of analysis tools that is very good for looking at results because of those automatic default templates to view stress, displacement, strains, or so many other studies. And also, you get outputs in various formats, so such as various formats, which makes it very easy for all those engineering implementations. And you can query on those models. You can do deformation, animation, and show you how things are going to bend and so on. Now, another thing is that you have various plots as well to show you graphically how the part is going to perform.